Welcome my dear friends, this is Nairi and today I'm going to organise these signatures and I'm going to put them into the main case of my junk journal, and we're going to put outside beading on those spines, on those strings as well. So yeah, quite complicated, but hopefully you'll enjoy it alongside with me. So I've already gathered together the signature kind of order that I want to do, and it's 4 signatures. So this is a made to order junk journal, so I've kind of got cracking with it. So the way I've organised the papers are I want one of each from each of these sections here. So let's do that first. So let me just move that there. I know you can't necessarily see everything, but I've chosen them because some of them are plainer, some of them have got images on them, some of them have got like different types of paper, so I've kind of chosen them for different reasons. Tried to space them out properly. So it's a total of about 108 sides, I think, 28 pieces. I don't know if that makes sense. And I don't quite know what I did there, but that was one short, never mind. It doesn't matter if they're not exactly the same. I'm not too worried if they're not, but just trying to get them roughly. So see what I mean? These are like just coffee dyed, or they've got writing paper on the inside or something like that. So these are much plainer. So I put those into a pile. I can see that these aren't corner rounded or finished. I will have to go back and do that, but for the purpose of the video, you get the idea. All blues. So this is an ocean journal. So I've made one of these already, and then I put the listing on Etsy for made to order and just sort of said it won't be exactly the same, but you know, it'll be pretty close. So roughly have an idea of what the journal needs to look like, and it'll be using my kit that you can find on the link. You can find it on Ko-fi, on the Ko-fi link below in the description. These just need to get these organised right now in each signature, so let me just put these to one side a minute, concentrate. Let's see what we've got here. So we should have like a reasonably good splattering of paper, so let's choose the one that I want at the front of the signature. So say, I think this one's quite good, quite powerful. Pop that one in, and then let's have a plain one, and let's have a patterned one. And then let's have another image, and let's have a plain. Yeah, checking you can see. And then let's have some shells, and then let's have this one in the middle, the narrow one. This is the one that will give me the problems, I can assure you, but it is the same size top to bottom, so it won't be as bad. Okay, so that's that. That's the first one. Let's do the same for the second one. Again, I'll start with an image that I like at the front. I do quite like that one actually, but I'm going to use a kit image, I think. Use this one. So it'll be that, and then it's going to be plain. I hoped that that wouldn't show through actually with that vellum, but it has. Never mind. Have to find a way around that when we get adding things in. Make that a page with lots of decor on or something. So this has been used food colouring, so I've done coffee dyeing and food colouring as well. That's been great fun. But that's kind of for another video. Yeah, let me know if you don't know how to do that, and I can explain it somewhere. And go there. Okay, that's the second signature. I'll be using clips in a minute, it's a lot easier. And the third one. Got some funky paper in this one. I'll use my kit image again. That one. And let's go for this one. A bit narrower, but that's okay. And then let's go for, what should we have next? Plain. So this is coffee dyed and food colouring in together. And then let's have patterns. And let's have plain. And then let's have patterned. It seems I've got one left over here. That looks like that was more. So I'm going to leave this one out because it's a bit funky. And that could be maybe used for something else in the journal. We'll see. So I'm going to put that one to one side because it was always one that stood out a little bit as being different. And I wanted to include it, but it is a little bit out there. So then we can start with another kit image. Actually, this one's nice. So this one, then a plain, then can have that one, and then that one, and that one. Again, that seemed to be more. Maybe I'm imagining this. Things could always be added in, to be honest, but they can't be taken out. So let's see what this is. Okay, this is another vellum one. So I think I'm going to leave that one out, just because I'm not sure about it. If it's a couple of pages short, you know, from the listing, it's not going to make much difference because I do have lots of things that I add in as well. So, right, so now we're going to need to have some clips. I'm going to need to use my guide that I've used on the actual journal, which of course I'll be showing you the actual journal in a minute. So it's not, the journal's not finished, but the spine fabric is finished, which means I can actually get these in and it will be secure. So just to double check, make sure that I'm not making any mistakes, I'm gonna, you can see that I've had to mark where the holes are on the inside of the lace here because of the way the spine is, you can't actually easily see where the holes are. It does make it a little bit more difficult when you're using fabric. I just want to make sure that when I do this, I'm not mucking anything up. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to make it on the markings on the outside and come through the other way. I kind of find it a little bit easier that way because I feel like I can match all the signatures up better together when I'm doing it. So let's say that that is there. 1, 2, see, I want to be able to see this, but I don't want to you know, muck up the signatures, but this will be on the inside. You won't really see these marks, so I'm going to be a bit brave and make them obvious. Right, so I'm just going to go through here. So I'll show the first one and then kind of edit a bit and skip the process for all of them because it'll be a bit boring for you. I'm just going to go through here. And that's pretty much up through the middle, so pretty good. This isn't all, it's very sharp, so you have to be careful with it, but honestly it is needed. I don't think there's going to be another tool that could be as convenient as this. Just be careful that you don't hurt yourself with the awl. Okay, so those are nice big holes. You know, it's not going to be difficult to find those, is it? And some of the holes want a little bit skew with, but I think it'll be okay. I think it's because where I've drawn the little notches there, sometimes it's not necessarily the paper in the middle, but we're done, we're all right. So now we're going to thread our needle and going to get them in. So let's go for the first one, and do is I have 3 lengths with a bit more, because I like to put some beads on the bottom of the signature as well, so it's up to you. But you might find that if you've got beading on the outside of the case, you might not want beading on the bottom, because it can seem like an awful lot of beading, but obviously it looks very luxurious then, doesn't it? Okay, this is quite a big signature, this one. So we're going to go out through the middle, and I'm going to start on this first signature here. I just start there, I don't kind of start anywhere else. Some people start in the middle, I think. And here we go. See how we go. I've got lots of beads available. I'm going to make it similar to obviously the last one that she would have seen, but it won't be the same because none of the journals are ever the same. That's 2 and then 3. Okay, see how we go. So I'm going to just find my way through the middle of these papers, which shouldn't be a problem. There's a nice big hole there. Sometimes you just gotta wheedle your way a bit as the papers slip around. Sometimes you can keep things clipped if you like, that might make it easier for you, but when you've got a clip on, it's less flexible to kind of move your papers around. So sometimes it's nice not having a clip there. I'm just working your way through. It should come out very easily, so just make sure we don't want to come out in and then make another hole unless it's really necessary. Again, not that it would make much difference, because once all the papers are in and you're decorating, to be honest, it doesn't really matter. So don't ever worry if things don't appear to be perfect, because they don't need to be perfect for you to come out with a beautiful journal. Okay, so junk journaling is not about being perfect. Obviously, the more accurate you can be, probably the happier you're going to be with it, but you do have to accept that things won't always be perfect. So now I've got to try and find the hole, which is a bit more difficult because of the material. Let's see if we can find it. There it is. I thought that was going to be more difficult. It seemed like it was resisting a bit. Okay, so that's the first string in, and that's going to form the middle of the signature. So I need enough of it, more than that. Okay, so I need more than that for any kind of beads to be dangling down here. I need to keep enough. Okay, so now, whereas you would just normally thread that back up through to keep your signature in, now is the time to put the beads on. So I just need to make sure that I've got the right string here. So I think, just to be on the safe side, because we're beading and it's a little bit more of a longer process, I'm going to clip that somewhere so that it doesn't go anywhere for a minute. Okay. All right. So I want to say that this journal is not outside, it's not finished, but this is finished enough to put the beads on. So I'm going to just choose. I also have some charms come in, like some seed charms, but I've decided that I'm going to use those on the tags on the inside of the journal and possibly on the bottom where I was showing you a minute ago. So I'm not worried about that. But when you are beading on the outside, if you want to make it really easy for yourself, go for something that has like a really wide bead outlet so you're not fighting with them. So for my other seed journal, I put lots of different coloured beads on. It wasn't all blues and greens, so that's what I'm going to do for this one. And I think for the last one I could have actually put more beads on, so I'm going to go for it this time, making sure we've got everything we need here. Okay, get the camera thing out of the way so you can see. Okay, so we're going to go for a mixture of blues, pinks, and just need to make sure that I don't overload it, like, so that I can't then bring the thread through the other side. So that's the only thing that I'm looking for now. So I reckon it's going to be about 5 or 6 beads, but I'm not sure yet. Okay, let's see how that goes and see where I'm threading back through before we go too crazy. So because I'm not going to be able to see very well, where that hole is. I'm actually going to use my awl to go back through the other side, and I think that's roughly there. Should be able to find that hole somewhere. There it is. So I'm just using that to help me because I can't see. And if you want to make this easier and you want to do outside beading, then don't do fabric on your journal, because you'll easily be able to see the hole that you're trying to go back through if you don't have fabric. I'm just making it hard for myself. But obviously if you do want to do fabric, then you can see the little tricks I'm using to help me get back through a hole that's already been made several times through the different layers. I don't particularly want to use a different hole. And when it's come through kind of roughly where I need it to come through. Right, there we go. So there's the needle coming through. So before I make a decision, I'm going to look at how many beads, what that looks like with those beads. So let me just see if I feel like it's enough. I mean, bearing in mind we've got 4 signatures, so 4 groups of beads, both top and bottom. I think that's enough. I think that's going to be okay. So I'm going to come through now. I might not show you all 4 signatures, guys, because I'm sure this is going to be a long video to do, but let's do at least you know, 2 whole signatures so you can see the process happening each time. So I'm going to go back through these papers. As you can see, some of them have gone a little bit skew with, but I'm sure we'll be okay. So there's that there. If I always show you everything perfect, then when you don't do it perfect, you might think you can't do it. But as I said, it doesn't have to be perfect to still look beautiful, so don't give up. Things don't go immaculately the first time, they probably won't. Okay, so there we go, we've got that coming through, and that's the first set of beads that are there. I could have put another one in there, but I'm going to choose not to. I'm going to choose to have a bit of flexibility there. Okay, so I'm going to pull that through nice and tight. So another look, and I'm going to go back through here. So you go all the way down on the inside. You can go back through the middle again if you want extra security, but you don't need to. So go all the way down to the bottom on the inside, and then we're going to go back up again on the outside. It's actually making it harder for myself than I needed to. Let's go down to that hole there. I'm glad I marked it on the inside of the lace so I could see where the hole's likely to be. Saved a lot of issues. I'm coming up through, working inside and outside the journal, but hopefully you're getting the drift. So now we come up down the bottom. Now I'm going to put a whole load of beads on there. So I'm kind of looking at the colours a little bit and thinking, I don't want to go massively away from that, but I don't want it to be too samey either. So putting a green on. I'm not particularly trying to follow a pattern, I'm almost trying not to. What else can we have? Loads of different choices here. A crystally blue, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What else can we have? Let's have a pale colour, and let's have an orangey again if I can find one. Oh, a coral, that's nice, coral colour. Okay, so I think that's about right. So now we're going to use that all again to help me find the other side. Right, so we're trying to come through the middle. So let me just try to get this all through. I feel like it's already gone through without too much of it, yeah. Okay, so that's just the other side. Let me just come up a little bit more where that really is. Okay. The trouble with this is sometimes it's going to split that thread, which isn't ideal, but if you want it to be really close to where you've already been working and nice and straight, you have to really come very close. So I know that's close, I said that close twice tonight, but I think you know what I mean. So lots of people say you need to come the other side of this thread. I honestly don't think it makes any difference to the strength of the signature, but I'm going to do it anyway. I don't think it makes any difference. It just makes it a bit easier to tie both sides, really. Okay, so now we're coming up through, and we are gonna tie that really firm. Even if it feels like you might be pulling on the paper quite a lot, you need it to be nice and firm. Otherwise the beads are just going to hang and it's not going to look very nice. So I've already tied, okay, but I can tie again. I can tie another knot and that's fine. I'm just going to make that knot a bit tighter. Right down there. Should be fine now. Yeah. Okay, so that's our first set of outside beading strings, and as I say, you can jam pack it a bit more if you want, and probably at this point it'd be good to like score, you know, burnish as some people call it, and make this lovely and flat. I'm just going to use my scissors to do that, just to kind of keep it flat and out of the way of the next signature. Just give it a nice press down. I think it's going to look lovely, this journal, if I might so say. I've got some lovely sea-like fabric coming that's going to go on inside of this, so it's not all going to be lacy. We'll see the lace, but lace is more of a backdrop. Okay, so there we go. I'm happy with that. So if I look at the top and the bottom, it's not bad. I like to kind of make the case bigger than the actual papers anyway, so that they can close it. And then when stuff pokes out, like lace and different ephemera pokes out, it's poking out the top, but it's not going to get damaged. So that's the first signature in. Let's go for the second one. Okay. Let's get some more thread on that needle. So I'll show you this one, and then I'll do the rest and edit so you can see the end result. What I would say is, if you haven't found me before, then junk journaling is what I do on this channel. Only that. And then I often show you the flip throughs, the ones I've finished. So either ones that I finished for family and friends, or ones that I finished to go for sale, so you can get to see what I make. And I often use fabric in my journals and on the outside as well. Okay, so this is some time later and I've got all my beads in there. There's a bit of flexibility in there. So as I say, you could jam them all in if you want to, but just makes it a little bit harder. You can add charms in, you can do what you like. And all of the signatures are now in. I do need like pressing and folding a little bit, but it's all there. So this will all get nicely filled for my customer. I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, subscribe and I will see you on my next video. Thank you.